Hello everyone, and welcome to my BNB24 official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful Ridge, Brooke and Carter Scheme to Destroy Katie. By Heather Hughes on comments. Post a comment. Related, The Bold and the Beautiful television spoilers soap opera. 14. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful Ridge, Brooke and Carter Scheme to Destroy Katie. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful indicate that Carter Walton, Brooke Logan Forrester, and Ridge Forrester will conspire to sabotage Katie Logan Spencer's endeavor. Here's what fans should anticipate, as Dylan might also begin to develop a secret crush. It's worth mentioning that the show is re-airing an episode from Italy that focuses heavily on fashion. BNB will immediately resume the present action with a brand new episode following that special encore. Dylan has been expressing her appreciation at the beach home, and she even grinned when she caught Will Spencer kissing Electra Forrester in secret. Later on, though, Dylan will spy on Will by herself and might have more than just amicable emotions. Could this be the beginning of Dylan's attempt to conceal and dismiss her crush on Will? Since Dylan is appreciative of Will and Electra's generosity, she won't want to upset their relationship. However, as the heart has its own desires, Dylan may gradually begin to see a scenario in which she, rather than Electra, is the primary woman in Will's life. Dylan won't be able to look away from Will in the interim. It only depends on where the BNB writers want to take this plot. Dylan might not be able to prevent an attraction from developing because of Will's kindness and attractiveness. He will assist Ridge and Brooke in a strategy session with Carter. Brooke and Ridge might be hoping to find another way to oppose Katie and Bill Spencer, because they are unwilling to compromise on the entire Logan issue. Carter is already investigating the possibility that Bill obtained an advantage in the trademark procedure by doing favors. Although viewers are aware that Liam Spencer won it outright, Carter may yet pursue legal options to halt, or at least postpone Katie's endeavor. Brooke wants Katie to be successful as a person, but she doesn't want Forrester Creations to suffer in the process, nor does she want Katie to violate her own fashion heritage. Brooke and Ridge may seek to harm Katie's fashion house's potential and put an end to this Logan issue because they will join Carter against her. Stay tuned for updates on any new developments regarding Katie and Brooke's strained relationship, as spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful suggest that their conflict may cause additional problems. Make CDL your go-to place for amazing Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, news, and updates. Ridge's demand, Brooke's eviction, and Dylan's spy game. Brooke is confronted by Katie Logan Spencer regarding pursuing Bill Spencer. Katie claims that was simply one more instance of Brooke's disdain for her. That was years ago, according to the blonde. According to Katie, Brooke attempted to sabotage her marriage and is now focusing on her new business. Frustrated, Brooke claims that Katie is blaming her for everything. The brunette desires accountability for her sibling. She goes on to add that the blonde always expects that everyone comply with her demands for everything. Then Katie tells her sister to stay out of her way. Katie claims that when her affair with Bill was discovered, Brooke publicly humiliated her. According to Brooke, it was difficult. Katie is determined to demonstrate to Brooke that she is capable of supporting herself. The blonde is then ejected from the Spencer office by her. Carter departs to see if Bill has tampered with the system. Bill claims that if Brooke had simply backed Katie, this could have been prevented. Ridge cautions Bill before he departs that their wives' pasts aren't always happy. Bill is sure Katie will use it to achieve her goals. Brooke walks in after Bill left. Ridge is told everything about the conversation with Katie by the blonde. Ridge accuses Bill of being conceited. They must remain vigilant. Bill reassures Katie that no one will stop her once they return to the Spencer office. She will become a celebrity. Katie declares that she will become well known in the fashion industry. Dylan expresses gratitude to Will and Electra once more at the beach house. The girl talks about how frightening it was to sleep in her automobile. Dylan wishes to express her gratitude in a genuine manner. She chooses to go for a stroll along the shore. Will tells his girlfriend that it will be good that the college student would be staying over more after Dylan leaves. Electra needs to discuss that with Ivy Forrester. Will talks about how fortunate he is to have his own home, and how he must share it with two women. But Will is glad to do it. Recap of The Bold and the Beautiful. Katie throws Brooke out. By Heather Hughes on comments. Post a comment. Related, Television spoilers, soap operas, recaps, and The Bold and the Beautiful. 14. Brooke is thrown out by The Bold and the Beautiful Katie. According to The Bold and the Beautiful recap, Carter Walton suspected Bill Spencer of deception, while Katie Logan Spencer kicked Brooke Logan Forrester out. Katie first became enraged with Brooke on Wednesday's B&B program for disparaging her fashion house after she had already undermined her marriage. Brooke reminded Katie that the issue had been tricky as she thought back on her affair with Bill. Following her tirade over everything Brooke had stolen from her, Katie discussed regaining her respect for herself and Bill. Katie warned Brooke not to get in the way since Brooke refused to back her. Katie anticipated the success of her fashion house and declared that Brooke was no longer welcome there, since she was tired of having Brooke walk all over her. When Brooke stopped at the door to tell Katie that she loved her, Katie yelled at her to leave. Bill arrived at Forrester Creations to make fun of Carter and Rich Forrester, Torsten K., on the Logan trademark victory. Carter made it plain that he would find out whether Bill used favors to sway the result. Bill was okay with Carter looking into it because he knew they had won without using any gimmicks. Ridge, on the other hand, was furious with Bill for encouraging Katie rather than persuading her to select another name. Ridge was still concerned about the backstabbing aftermath, but Bill backed Katie and minimized the conflict between the sisters. Later, while Bill met up with his wife, Brooke told Ridge about her most recent altercation with Katie. Before Katie announced that Brooke, Ridge, and the fashion industry would hear her roar, Bill was once more her supporter. Dylan's difficult circumstances were discussed more at the beach house, and she was given more assurances about living in the guest home. Eventually, Dylan went for a walk while Electra Forrester had a private conversation with Will. Will was thrilled that Electra would be staying up later, but Electra made an odd remark about running it by Ivy Forrester because she was more conventional. Eventually, Electra gave Will the necklace she had previously created using their initials. Dylan grinned as he watched them from outside the window because Will adored it, and pulled Electra into a thankful kiss. We'll keep you informed on any upcoming Dylan drama, because spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful suggest that Will and Electra's nice deed may have some unexpected repercussions. For more fascinating Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, news, and updates, visit CDL often. Donna and Eric join Katie? Ridge and Brooke continue to battle. Eric Forrester informed Rich Forrester that he was finished with the spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. It's game on, Katie Logan Spencer informed her sister. Rich made a sincere effort to ease his father into retirement, but it was not well received. But after giving it some thought and considering the approaching Christmas season, Eric came to the conclusion that his son was correct, or at least thought so when December came to an end. After being taken aback, Brooke Logan Forrester became furious. Her sister's desire to lead Bill Spencer's fledgling fashion firm irritated her. However, Logan's naming of it caused a soapy storm. Because of his genetic ties to the late Massimo Marone, Ridge is a Marone. However, Ridge dismissed Stephanie Forrester's unidentified connection to Massimo following the major plot revelation years earlier. Ridge views Eric as his sole father. He is the leader of both Forrester Creations and the Forrester clan. It's not about power to want Eric to spend his twilight years with Donna Logan instead of going back to FC to collaborate on another collection. It's an act of kindness for a man he loves and hopes will live forever. For his rejuvenated wife, Bill had an idea for a fashion house. As part of their second marriage, it is his wedding present. Katie will lead a business that she intends to name Logan. She will need to hire talented people for that company, whatever name it takes. It won't come as a huge surprise when Deke Sharp joins Katie. He has talent, according to Ridge and Steffi Forrester Finnegan. Despite Deke's free agency, they naturally welcome Thomas Forrester back to the organization. However, Eric's portfolio also includes new designs. McCook's personality isn't likely to cooperate with Bill. But if he and Donna had pillow chat about Katie's sister after pickleball, would he want to help her? The growing confrontation will greatly worsen if that occurs. Katie's business can be based on more than just optimism. As the wink suggests, it may also involve rekindling intense family tensions in the future. At Spencer Publications, Liam Spencer was occupied with his keyboard. The result furthered the resurgence of the conflict between these heritage families, which provided for interesting soap opera. Ridge supports his new spouse. Bill is following suit. Good soap opera results from the internal conflict between Katie and Brooke, as well as Donna's desire to maintain objectivity while endorsing Eric's decisions. The conflict between Brooke and Katie turns into a trademark battle. Katie had no claim to the Logan name according to Brooke, who took a firm stance. Anything pertaining to Logan was actually called Forrester, Katie retorted. Brooke wasn't really recognized as a Logan. It seemed reasonable when she informed her sister that her brand was named Brooke's Bedroom, not Logan Lingerie. The whole back and forth seemed ridiculous to Katie. Donna asked them to put an end to their arguments and come up with a name that suited everyone. Brooke believed that dropping the Logan name was the only way to solve the problem. She informed Katie that she was the only one everyone knew, and that her name had no significance in the fashion world. The only name that mattered was Brooke Logan. Katie begged Brooke to consider how offensive this was to her. Bill disagreed that Logan and Logan designs were the same, despite Ridge's assertion that it was a legal matter. After repeatedly helping Brooke, Katie felt disrespected because her sister was unable to repay the favor. Declaring that the conversation was over and that changing the name was the only choice, Ridge stormed out of Spencer's office. After Ridge and her sisters left, Katie started crying. Bill did his utmost to reassure her. She yelled that she was the reason Brooke had remained relevant in the industry for the previous 10 years. Katie felt that Brooke's claim to be the exclusive owner of their shared last name was unfair. As Liam walked into the office, he was struck by the depressing atmosphere. He was curious if the new fashion house was called Logan, and he thought it was fantastic, comparing it to some of the most well-known names in the business. Given that it was their family name, he questioned why Brooke was having trouble with it. According to Katie, Brooke was not only unhappy but also demanded that the name be changed right now. Bill agreed with Liam that Brooke wasn't right in this case. He urged his new bride to proceed without allowing them to affect her. Liam pondered whether her prospective influence in the sector posed a threat to Ridge and Brooke. Katie still had self-doubt. In the industry, she described herself as a nobody. Bill believed that this was just another instance of Brooke taking advantage of Katie. He would not allow her sister to mistreat her. Liam was instructed by Bill to obtain the Logan trademark as soon as possible. Bill assured Katie that Liam was attempting to obtain the trademark, but Katie couldn't understand why Brooke would micromanage the name. The trademark for the name Logan expired a year earlier. It was for sale, and Bill urged him to get it as soon as possible. Officially, the race had begun. Back at Forrester, Brooke questioned Ridge about whether or not she was the bad guy. She preferred a different name for the business. Brooke was concerned that this might lead to a rift within the family, and felt sorry for Donna for being caught in the crossfire. Ridge reassured her that once Katie made the decision to change the name, everything would be all right. Ridge was content to help Katie as long as she complied. Before Katie proceeded with naming her fashion houses Logan, Ridge and Brooke begged Carter to assist them in stopping her. He was taken aback at first, but he immediately went into lawyer mode. He was positive that Katie would not be allowed to use the Logan name, since it was a trademark infringement. Carter set out to make sure there would be no problems and that they still owned the brand. For many years, Brooke said Ridge, she was the only Logan working in the fashion industry. Katie had no right to abruptly exploit the name and take advantage of her. While Carter looked into the name's status, Brooke ranted about why it wasn't acceptable for Katie to borrow Logan's name. It wasn't that deep because Ridge didn't believe Katie posed a threat to their business. Brooke and Ridge were terrified when Carter realized the trademark had expired. Time was of the essence, but Ridge wanted Carter to retrieve it. Carter and Liam raced at precisely the same time in the hopes of winning, not realizing that Liam was also attempting to register the trademark. Elektra wanted Will to present his work at the beach house and explain why he believed Dylan to be homeless. He clarified that everything she owned was in her car. Will reassured Elektra that it was different, but she didn't think there was enough evidence to draw that conclusion. Dylan's automobile was packed with everything she possessed. Elektra refused to accept that she was homeless and speculated that she might be moving.